South Africa's hotel industry has been near decimated by the spread of the coronavirus pandemic and resultant lockdown. Before the pandemic, tourism accounted for over 1.2 million jobs in South Africa and contributed more than 8% to economic activity.
Basically, we've gone from 10.2 million foreign tourists to nothing overnight. Obviously we had just over half our normal number of tourists in March, but that's because the lockdown and it happened towards the end of March. So we still had tourists in the country that we supported and looked after for the month of March. But April, May, June, zero. So you've gone from roughly 900,000 visitors a month to nothing. So you can imagine the impact has been dire on the tourism industry. The hotels, it's not only hotels, it's the guys that have vehicles and operate small trips. It's the adventure operators. It's the tour operators. And then it's also the suppliers to all of that. So it's significant in terms of what's happened.
After a week, somebody just flick a switch and then you started to see people leaving and you're getting cancellation after cancellation after cancellation. And then you say, wait a minute, we're actually heading into something that is quite severe. So March in Cape Town is a strong month. It's almost like February. So we were running at very high occupancy. And literally you started to see people leaving, like 10, 20 departures on top of what you used to have.
However, even before South Africa went into lockdown, average hotel occupancy had fallen to below its usual rate for the first time of the year. In March 2020, it was just 37% compared to 68% in March last year.
Interestingly enough, it wasn't a great year for tourism in South Africa, especially from a foreign tourism perspective. We had roughly 10.2 million foreign tourists. Of that, approximately 2.6 million were from overseas, and the balance were from the rest of Africa. And that's actually down on what we received in 2018. It's actually down by just over 2%, roughly 2.3% down over what was received in 2018. So a disappointing year overall. In hindsight, not a bad year, actually, given the current circumstances.
Some industry members are nonetheless upbeat. As demand creeps up, the hotel industry is trying to reassure potential guests that they've put additional measures in place to protect against coronavirus transmission. These new measures will certainly affect hotel owners' out-of-pocket costs. Whether guests will see those costs in room rates is unclear.
We're fortunate in that we do target the business traveller that likes nice things. So if you're looking to come in and you need a boardroom or all of that, so we've got two angles of attack: when they're looking for a place to work from when they're here, and we can facilitate that. From processes, I think it's like everyone. You grab your scuba mask, you take your sanitizer, you're spraying left, right, and centre, and you're wiping every single surface, and that's been drilled into everyone. And it's the biggest thing that took the knock initially was rate. So everyone just started dropping their rates. So if you went on there, it was as if Cape Town just decided to cannibalize itself. And we decided, okay, we're going to take a little bit of a more measured approach. We're going to have a cheap and cheerful location. We're going to have an affordable and access to luxury location. And then our flagship, which is the Old Foundry Hotel, we're going to maintain our rates there.
While pandemic-era policies are being developed at hotels all around the world, there's no doubt that they will vary. However, consumers can expect to see all kinds of changes the next time they step into a hotel.
You can probably divide it. So from a physical thing, so we got screens and fogging machines and all that kind of stuff. So we have that in place. Then the other big part of that is educational and training, because I think all of us are used to some sort of routine that you sneeze, that's okay, you sneeze and you don't do anything, or you cough, you don't do anything. You touch a surface, you go into the toilet, and now everything has changed. I think the awareness needs to be that you've touched something, you literally have to use either sanitizer or you go wash your hands.
For the foreseeable future, until a vaccine is available, hotel stays are likely to be a stripped-down affair, particularly in higher-end hotels, where personalized service and amenities have long been part of the draw.
South Africa's got a huge advantage because our new luxury is actually open spaces when it comes to tourism. Previously, we sold a lot of our product based on luxury finishes, luxury service that we were providing. Clients are not looking for that anymore. Clients are looking for space, they're looking for distance, they want to get away from others. So the Venices of this world, which had crowds and crowds of people, is not what they would love to see the attractions, but they don't want to go there where there's crowds of people. So we're going to see quite a change for the foreseeable future. Tourism product and tourism services are going to be quite changed in terms of what they're offering. We're going to see high demand for self-catering. So your traditional buffet types of food presentation are probably not going to be around in the future. Different types of food presentation, different types of dining, in-room dining experiences as opposed to hotel restaurants.
Hotels in Cape Town are going to great lengths to reassure guests. How quickly that confidence returns remains to be seen. Nastasia Arendse, SABC News.